Good morning, and it is morning. Coffee's coming over. Yeah, we're at Elan Valley. We are up on Clearwen Dam, up on the reservoir. We spent the night here, and we've got bikes on the back of the van. Don't switch off. I am taking photographs today. Well, hopefully. We've got two bikes. I'm doing a review on both the bikes. I'm going to put them side by side, test them neck by neck, and we've got quite a ride. We're going to do about 35 miles. So I definitely need my breakfast, I definitely need my coffee, and I definitely need to get in a place to start. We're not starting from up here, we're going to actually drive down the bottom. I'm leaving the van down the bottom tonight next to the toilet block. It should be a bit safer down there than up here on its little lonesome. Yeah, not too bad an evening. Plenty of midges around, but it rained. So tonight's plan is camping, and let me just show you where we're going. The plan is, first of all, we're going to head off. That's where we're parking down there. We're going to head off down the valley. We're going to go all the way right down to the visitor centre. We're going to come back, hopefully, maybe come over the other side of this, come over the hill and back round, and then we're going to come back up the dam, maybe have a quick pit stop at the toilets and back at the van later on, just for any supplies we need. And then we're going to hit this trail, and we're going out all the way, right the way down this reservoir, all the way out the back, past the end of the reservoir. I'm going to keep going. There's a couple of little lakes up the top there. A couple of little reservoirs, and that's the plan to get up there. Problem is, and I'm already got on now, is the midges are eating me, and I don't do midges, and they are here because I'm breathing, and as I'm breathing the oxygen's coming out, and they like the carbon monoxide, don't they? And that's what they're attracted to, and I just feel them all starting to come and attack me. So I'm going to disappear now, get away from these midges, and if it gets too bad tonight, we'll just have to retreat back to the van. It's about 10 miles, so that's the big plan. Big opening speech. I'm going to get my breakfast down me, and we'll see you when we get the bikes out. Bikes off the back. We've come down now. You can see the sun is just starting to break out, which is great because it looked really rainy earlier on. There's Clearwen. We were up there at the top there. That's where we started, and the reservoir's right up there. Really big reservoir. That's the biggest one. When you see the water coming over the top, it's amazing. So we've got the two bikes out. We are playing today with the Gin X full suspension road sort of adventure bike. It's got more road tyres than it has knobbly tyres, but never rode it before. Neither of us have been on this bike, neither of us have ridden this bike, so it's going to be a first experience. Great, when we're going to put all the packs on as well. And we've also got our little Eskute Natino. Well, it's not that little. Our Eskute Natino Plus. This is the Plus bike that's got all the mud guards, the rear racks. You can see both of these bikes have got rear racks. Absolutely perfect for this job. This is why I've picked these two bikes. This is why we're out on these two bikes. They've both got a 250 watt motor in the rear hub at the back, so they're both match for match. The Gin X does have a throttle, but I'm going to urge Miss Marta not to be using the throttle because it will just kill the battery. And yeah, they're both 5-speed, they're both 7 Shimano gears, so they're very much a similar bike to ride. I'm going to start off on the Eskute. Miss Marta's going to be starting off on the Gin X. We've got to put the batteries in. The battery goes in the bottom of this one, the battery drops in the front of this one. So yeah, let's get these packed up and see what we're going to be riding them like. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm so excited. She's excited as well. Backpacking. I just really want to do some more backpacking. I want to do backpacking. I want to be riding the bikes. I want to be going out having adventures, traveling further, taking photographs in places I wouldn't go. Now, I've done Elan Valley. I've done Elan Valley day. I've done it night time. I've done it evening. I've done it sunrise and sunset. I've done it all, but I've never done it backpacking. So it means I'm going to take a slower ride through. It's going to take me longer to look at things, and we can stop wherever we want. We haven't got a big van that's in the way, and we can't park it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, let's pack these up, and I'll show you what they look like before we get going. All right. So it looks like we found a bit of a track. Not quite sure where it goes. It might cut off a bit of the road. Let's go down and have a bit of a nose. Worst is worst. We can come back up again, can't we? And test the suspension a little bit as well. But let's go down and have a bit of a nose and see what's down here. Both of these bikes have got side stands, which is an absolute brilliant thing. Yeah, I like that idea. Both the Gin X and the Eskute. Yeah, good so far. I'm enjoying it. It's only been a mile or two, all downhill. So I'll tell you what I think when I start going uphill. Another cool bit down here when you're riding along Elan Valley and down through these reservoirs is down between these pine trees. I've driven through these pine trees so many times, cars, motorbikes, vans, but to actually ride through on the bike and get and appreciate every tall tree, it's just amazing. Just look at the trees over my head, they're just so cool. So good riding bikes. It's hard work. I'm using level 1 when I'm going uphill, just as I'm balancing out the weight of the bike, because she is heavy. But yeah, it's riding alright. It's riding well. I quite like this bike. I've just had to go on the Gin X. It's a very stocky bike compared to this. I think I prefer a longer bike. The stocky bike makes it very agile, but a little bit harder to control. But I'll have a go at that later on. Right, so we pulled up, you can see down in the distance the reservoir. It's not a dam, it's a bridge that goes over the top of the reservoir. The dam is further down that way, which is where we're heading, down to the reservoir, the Elan Valley Visitor Centre. They've chopped down a lot of trees by the looks of it. They've taken a lot out and opened up this whole area along here. And it's opened up this view. So that is a really good excuse for me to get the camera out. The beauty of being on the bike is I can pull up here. If I've got the van, I'm on a bend, you couldn't do it. But on the bike, it's a doddle. And I can see the ice cream van. Maybe
oh my goodness, let's go.
Maybe first stop is ice cream.
No.
I'm ready for one.
Are you?
Yeah.
Have you got any dogs on you?
No, but let's hope he doesn't take cash.
Hey.
I have actually, I've got an emergency systems.
Of course you do.
Of course I do.
Of course you do.
I brought the XT4 with me today, just to make it nice and easy and simple. And I've got a couple of lenses, but the first port of call is this view in front of me. I'm videoing on a couple of different cameras, so you have to bear in mind I've got different angles and different shapes, but I'm just trying different things out. But yeah, I'm going to first of all, I'm going to take a shot of this. They've opened up the view, the trees have gone, and it just looks awesome down here. And you've got some nice mood in the sky, in all fairness. There's a nice bit of cloud, there's a nice bit of cloud base that's giving you a lot of texture in that sky. So it's not a boring blue sky, it's not a boring grey sky. Yeah, I know it's not colourful or anything, but there is a bit of sunlight giving it a bit of a cast. There's a nice cream van that needs cloning out and a couple of cars on the bridge, which I'll wait for them to move, but this is stunning. 6.4 should be fine from here, with quite a wide angle anyway. I'm sure I can get in what we've got about a focal range of somewhere in the region of about 35mm, and my ISO is 160, which is the lowest on this. And I might bracket it just as a safety net, why not? We've got a digital camera these days, you don't have to worry about it. We've got lots of bikes and scooters and people walking, there's all sorts going on down here, but it's a nice experience being out on the bike. So let's get this shot done, and we'll move on to something a little bit closer. But yeah, I'm just going to take my time, take photographs and look around. Camera's out again, pulled down onto the bridge, and we've got the pumping tower, which makes an absolute corker of a shot. So yeah, I think we need one of them as well. also got a shot back the other direction as well, because you've got the dam leading across, you've got the little church in the distance. The church looks really cool, the sun's really lighting it quite nicely. So again, I'm only going to be shooting 6.4 because it's going to give me plenty of depth of field. And I might just bracket this one because it's got a very dark foreground base to the image, and then the sky's quite bright, so I just want to make sure I bracket to keep all that information in. Put the little church on the rule of thirds, and I think the leading line and the bridge looks really cool. Just had another quick shot of the bridge as well. Looks pretty awesome, got the grass growing on the bridge leading onto the wooden planks. That is such a stunning bridge, and this old bridge as well, the metal bridge as well that we ride across or drive across as well, is also pretty cool. Makes you wonder how it actually stays up with all these big metal segments underneath our feet. It's mad. We've got to the bottom of the main reservoir where the visitor centre is. We just had our cake, we've just had food, jacket potato, tuna, coffee, everything. Really was nice. We're now going to have a bit of an explore here. We're going to have a little nose around here, and then we're going to start heading back up. I think we're going to head up back towards the van. We might go the exciting route. So if I go the exciting route, I'll switch you back on and see what we can come up with. But first of all, let's get a shot of this bottom of this dam with these really big heavy clouds above it, and then you've got this water gushing out the bottom, so we've got some nice lines in it. And we're going to have a picture of the other side as well. We've got this nice sweeping arc in the like the river area, like a weir, and then we've got the bridge behind it with the old building, so I think it'll make quite a nice shot. And yeah, then we're going to crack on up the hill and see if we can stay dry. Right, so the bikes are doing a really good job. You can see that they're looking right pretty down here, just looking over everything that's going on. But they are heavy. I do notice they're heavy. I nearly fell off just now. I was trying to bump up the curb and I forgot I had a heavy bike. The back wheel didn't want to bump up behind me. But yeah, they're good fun. It is good fun riding them, especially the downhill section. But now going back this way, we're going to make our way back up to the bridge, which is flat, and then we've got a lot of uphill to do. But like I say, I'm going to go and look for the exciting part. But yeah, this is nice. Seeing this on bikes is definitely different than seeing it in the car or in the van, or motorbikes when you're just flying past. So I've got the polarizer on the front of this one as well, which helps. The beauty with having a polarizer on the front of the lens, and I keep it on there most of the time, is I can eliminate a lot of the glare in the water. So if I was to take a picture, for instance, just like this, with a nice diagonal line going through in the reservoir, and then I'll take another one without the glare on the water, you'll see the difference. And I think you'll agree with me that by having less glare on the water, it actually makes the image look a lot nicer. Right, let's have a look at this side. Same again, we're going to use the polarizer to eliminate the glare. One with, I'm going to show you what it's like with the glare in it. And then I'm going to take the polarizer right down and take the glare out, and this image is 10 times better. We've got no reflection on the water, we've just got this nice dark water with these buildings and the weir. Looks pretty cool. I'm keeping all my settings the same as well on this. I'm just going to keep the camera set to 6.4, it's a lot easier. Yeah, I do love it down here. This is where these bikes come into their own. Having it on level 1 and gear 1 just helps you, it assists you pushing the bike up the hill. I'm only on level 1 assistance, and it's just enough to put a little bit of power on the pedals. As you push on the pedals, the torque assist just gives you that extra grace of being able to move the bike up the slopes. And this isn't a rough, bumpy track, but it's definitely not as smooth as a tarmac either. I can feel the suspension on the front, pushing a little bit. I've got weight on the back for the tyres grinding and gripping as they're bumping over the bumps. But yeah, the experience is alright, it's pretty good. If I was to go to level 2, it'd give me even more assistance, but I'm just using what I need, not making it easy for myself, just helping the assistance and give me that extra bit of ride. So yeah, it helps getting photographs in different places, because you know, to walk all these miles, it's a long time. Doing it on the bike, even at this gingerly slow speed, you cover a lot of distance. Right, so I'm just about to swap bikes for a moment. I'm not going to change the setup because it's set up for Miss Marta. And yeah, so he's not going to change mine. So I'm just going to give the Gin X a bit of a ride down the hill. I want to see what the suspension's like. It's a full suspension bike. I just want to see if there's any power, any suspension on this, and see what it actually does. And this one is a little bit heavier as well. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a try and see how we get on with it. She's definitely a heavier, shorter and stockier bike, but I'm sure it's going to be fun. Already I can feel that suspension is actually taking up some of the bumps and absorbing some of the smaller impacts, because on my bike, on the non-suspension hardtail bike, you can feel every real knock, whereas this one's actually, yeah, it's still bouncing and bumping, but it's taking out those initial knocks. So yeah, suspension on this, definitely a win-win off-road. And the brakes, hydraulic brakes, wow, these are really good. 2-finger brakes, fantastic. Back at the bridges and the church. Not sure what this bridge is called, but I'll put it on the screen for you anyway. But there's a little church over there. No electricity in that church whatsoever, all candle lit, really cool. Yeah, we're going to make our way back across, and there's no electricity over there, it's candle lit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you not go it?
You can go and have a look, yeah. I've been in there before, yeah. Go and have a nose. And then I think, as a bit of a challenge, rather than going back up the road that we came down, I think we're going to go up through the car park, up into the trees, up over the top there, and head across the top of those tree line. That will take some of the slope out because we'll get a short, sharp burst, and then we'll drift down back onto the slopey road going back the other way. So that's the plan. Is it worth taking a photograph here though? I'm just not sure. It's a bit chocolate boxy, but it's pretty. Might be worth it. So this is definitely a bit harder riding. Uphill, a little bit of gravel. I'm on level 2. I'm now on level 3. Level 3 is definitely giving me assistance, and it's pushing me up the hill as long as I put the effort in to push the pedals. I'm going to keep heading up till I find a left, and then hopefully left will take us back across the top. Woo! Now we're using electric. But without the electric, this would be a nightmare with so much weight on the back. You get a great view from up here, that gets really nasty. Right, down to the clearing. So we've made it up to the top of that slope. Like I said, when I was down there before, we were down the bottom, weren't we? And we came around, we cycled along and come up. The rain is coming in again, so it's not really what was forecast. But yeah, we get a beautiful view down there. This is a spanking view. I bet this would be great for a sunrise and having the sun coming up in the background. And you've got a reservoir and the dam down that side. You've got the bridge, and it's just awesome. I'm going to get a shot of this. Even in this rain, in this mood, it's still going to look pretty good. So again, same settings as before, camera out, take a few shots. I might just have to put the waterproof coat back on. Oh my goodness, we've got some heavy rain coming down on us now. So, definitely time to practice putting my coat on over me cycle gear. Now, I'm assuming this hat will go over my helmet. Let's have a look and see. Oh, fantastic, spanking. Right, we are in. The way things are going, I'm not looking forward to camping in this. I may end up in Zoe in my van. I really don't fancy putting up a tent in the rain, and we'll save it for another rainy day, or not, if you know what I mean. Right. So I think we found the bike's limit. We got a mega steep hill. And with these bikes that are weighing about 50 kilo, we've got no chance. We're even struggling pushing it up here. I don't even know if I want to ride it down here.
Word of encouragement. Come on.
Encouragement?
Yeah.
Hike a bike. Hike a bike it is. Now I know that your lenses are all fogged up and messed up because of the rain and the condensation, because it's rain and also warm. We're just taking our coats off because this hill is mega mighty. But both of these bikes have got walk assist. Put the bike down into 0, keep your finger on the minus button, and they'll help you push up the hill. That is a good thing. Huh? Can I push 2 at the same time? No, but the midges are starting to eat me, so we've got to get moving. Ah! Right, so we've definitely got some mist going on. I know you can't see me. Yeah, very, very bad. Got to the top, we've got a couple of gates, and
It's not cycling.
it's like farmer's field type of things. We're going back down and carrying on the road. So, brakes. Your brakes work, didn't they? So, hydraulic brakes, brilliant. My brakes, not so brilliant. And they smell.
Yeah.
They smell like burning brakes,
Yeah.
and I've never smelt that on a bike before, so that just shows how steep that was.
Well, it's really
Yeah, not good. So yeah, we were fogged up for a little while back there. We come down that hill, those brakes were extremely fried, but now we've got a really nice
You're
gentle
still
ride.
fogged up.
I know, I'm still fogged up on here, yeah, but I'm not fogged up on the camera.
That's all right then.
But yeah, no, it's these bikes are riding okay for what they are, for the prices. I mean, this Natino I think is retailing at the moment for £900. Retail, recommended retail I think is 1300, and I've got a feeling the Gin X as well is also about 1300, or that ballpark. It'll be on the screen anyway for you. But yeah, both of these bikes are doing okay for what we're putting them through, because you know, we're riding them, we're using the power. Going up that hill with a pedal assist was fantastic. We wouldn't have
And
been able
not
to push
many
it.
people are mentioning pedal assist, isn't
No,
it?
pedal assist is really, I've never really realised what it's for. Why would I have ever used pedal assist? You're just walking along the road or putting it in the garage or putting it away. That's what we use it for. When you're on a hill like that and you need the help to push you up the hill, putting the pedal assist on it actually takes the weight of the bike off.
100%.
So yeah, it makes a lot of difference. But yeah, no, we're doing all right. Doing all right. Like I say, they're both very similar bikes. The Zoom brakes, the hydraulic brakes with 180 discs, 180 mil discs, they're not as smelly as mine. They worked really, really well coming down that hill, whereas mine, they were burning a bit, and these are only 160 mil discs. They're not quite as big. So yeah, it could do some more brakes on it, but they work in general. But that was putting it to its test, I think. So,
yeah.
right, a little snack and we'll plod on. This is where it starts to get interesting. We're going to start climbing back up the hill now. It's been a bit up and down so far, but this is the last push, I think, back up to where the van's parked before we have a cup of coffee and get carrying on up the trail for camping tonight. So when we get to the van, I'll give you a bit of a rundown of the two bikes, and then I'm going to have a cup of coffee. Because I'm desperate for one now. But this is a beautiful valley, beautiful area, and I'm glad I've had a go at doing it on the bike. There's so much more to see, and we will get round to doing it one day. That's a promise. Right, so we are back at the van. We are here and the kettle's going on. We're going to have a cup of coffee before we head off up over the top of the dam and way off into the distance. It's about a 9-mile track that we're heading up. I'm not sure whether I'm going to enjoy it or not too much tonight. I'm going to be honest, midges are mental, and the rain, if you just look over here, look how thick and nasty that is. So we keep getting hit with these big rain showers, but we're going to go up and have a look anyway and see what happens. We've got all the gear on the bike, haven't we? I mean, look at these. They're packed up stupid. We've got everything out. So we might as well make the effort and go up and have a look. And worst comes to the worst, we can turn around, come back and jump in the bus for a sleep. So it's not a problem, is it? Yeah, what can I tell you about these? Let me get me a bit of paper. Yours is better. The Gin X, I've got to say, when I had a bit of a ride of it, it feels a bit shorter and stockier. We have swapped the seats around. The saddles have been swapped around. The Gin X has got a very more sportier looking seat. This one here. It's just that I'm doing my training for my 200-mile bike ride, Carnarvon to Cardiff. If you want to sponsor me, there'll be a barcode up on the top there. Please do. Please feel free to sponsor me as much as you like. 1 penny or 100 pennies. It's up to you. And yeah, the other seat, this is the Eskute seat, nice soft padded seat. So I wanted to go for the slightly sportier one to give my cheeks a toughening. Yeah, but the Gin X, full suspension, great. It's taking and it's bouncing. It's taking out the harshness of the bumps. The front suspension on the Natino, fine. It seems to be working okay. It bottoms out a little bit, but it maybe just want a bit of adjusting. Orange one, please. Yeah, no, both the bikes rode well, both the bikes done really well, but let's get a spec out and just tell you about the batteries. Right, so first of all, let's start on prices for these two things, shall we? We've got the Gin X, which retails at £2,000, which is probably why it's got hydraulic brakes on it and full suspension front and rear. It's on a sale price at the moment for £14.99. So yeah, it is a little bit, well, considerably dearer than the Eskute. The Eskute is on the market at the moment £800, £799, and retail price is £12.99. So yeah, there is a big difference in the prices, but you are getting hydraulic brakes on the Gin X. You are getting the different style of battery that locks in from underneath, so you can't actually see the battery, and you're also getting front and rear suspension on that. So yeah, you are getting a little bit more displays. You're getting a colour display on the Eskute, whereas you get a monochrome display on the Gin X, but they both give you the same information. Range for the Natino Plus is about 65 miles on the pedal assist. I've not been using a lot of it. I've lost 1 bar, and the Gin X is down to 75%, and that gives you a range of 75 miles. So yeah, they're both similar in range. Batteries, this is what we want to do. So on the Gin X, we've got a 615 watt hour 48 volt battery. It's a Tesla grade battery, backed up with the 250 brushless Bafang motor. And on the Natino Plus, we have got a lithium 36 volt 14.5 amp hour 520 watt hour battery. So we've got a slightly better battery on the Gin X. It's got a little bit more power and a little bit more chargeability and a little bit more output. So but other than that, they're both the same. They've both got 7-speed gears on them. They're both Shimano, I think. Yes, they're both Shimano gears. They've both got pedal assist. They've both got 5 levels of that. They've both got walk assist. The Gin X does come with the throttle control. As you put your finger down on this, it will actually make the bike go along. I don't know whether that's road legal in the UK, but if you're not going to tell anyone and you're doing what we're doing today, who cares? Whereas the Natino doesn't. But yeah, both very, very nice bikes. Front light on both of them, but you do get a rear light on the Natino as well, which is pretty cool. I've mentioned that in a build video. I'll put the build video up for you, and I've done an unboxing for both of these videos, and that'll be on my gear channel, so have a quick look. I'll put the links up for you so you can have a look at them. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to call it now.
Good codes?
The what?
Have we got codes?
I've got a code. I have got codes. I can't remember what the code is for the Gin X, but I will put it on the screen for you. Maybe I'm sorry I didn't write that down, but my code for Eskute is Compton50. Right, that's it. We've got to go. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
We will be doing another video of our ride out and our bit of a camping experience tonight, and the rain is just about to come down on us, so I need to grab my bag. Ciao for now. See you soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Give us that thumbs up as usual, and hopefully you've enjoyed this. It's been a bit different, and we are definitely, look, here comes the rain. Yeah, it's definitely coming. I've got to grab my bag and get it under cover. Bye.
Bye.